Hello, everyone. Before we dive in, let me share the storyline of this incredible manhwa. It follows a brilliant doctor with a scarred face who is reincarnated into a magical world, inhabiting the body of a man with the same name. Though this new body belonged to a good for nothing loser, our hero turns everything around with his genius and cunning. His clever strategies and relentless vengeance against those who wrong him are truly mind blowing. You can't help but be captivated by his actions and the fantastic plot. Oh, and by the way, he has a stunning wife. Please subscribe and enjoy the video. The story begins with a man who once held the title of a miraculous healer. Despite his extraordinary skills in modern medicine, his appearance was so grotesque that he was shunned by society. Dogs would bark at him, and women avoided him like the plague. Once a strikingly handsome individual, his face had been disfigured by an accident during a failed experiment, transforming him into a feared monstrosity. Instead of seeking vengeance against society for his misfortune, he dedicated himself to healing soldiers on the battlefield for 20 years. His life took another unexpected turn when a missile strike rendered him the brightest light on the battlefield. When he awoke, he found himself in a new body, that of Shen-lang. In this life, he regained his handsome and suave appearance, but his challenges were far from over. From the memories of his new body, he discovered he was in Xuanwu City, Nujiang Prefecture, Yu State. Despite being the most handsome man in the city, he was deemed a fool and useless, unable to recognize a single word after 10 years of study. He had met the daughter of the Su family only once and became her devoted admirer. When she needed a husband to ward off a mysterious illness, he eagerly became their son-in-law. However, his humble origins led to mistreatment by the Su family's maids, though the young lady defended him, intensifying his obsession with Su Chenan. Despite their marriage, they never shared the intimacy of husband and wife. Half a month later, he contracted a strange, incurable disease. Just as Shen-lang thought he could live a carefree life, he overheard two maids discussing him, hinting that something might have been added to his medicine. Shocked by their words, he confronted them, but they fled in fear. Shen-lang realized that being a son-in-law in the Su family was far from desirable. As he contemplated his next steps, he discovered a laptop in his mind, containing several terabytes of data from his previous life. Additionally, he realized he had gained X-ray vision, an ability he acquired during his transmigration. The arrival of Su Chenan, his wife, interrupted his thoughts. She expressed happiness at his recovery, though her face revealed confusion. After the doctor confirmed Shen-lang's good health, Su Chenan's tears of joy seemed insincere. Shen-lang played along, pretending to be the fool everyone thought him to be. Inwardly, he suspected Su Chenan's intentions and questioned whether she was involved in altering his medicine. She mentioned his parents' concern and their desire to take him back, subtly hinting at her wish for him to leave. Shen-lang, pretending not to understand, realized she underestimated him. Just then, a man entered, declaring Suchanan his fiancée and demanding Shen-lang leave. Shen-lang felt numb, recognizing the Su family's plan to discard him now that they no longer needed him. Determined, he agreed to leave, understanding that his true target was the powerful Ji Mulan from the Count's mansion. As he left, he overheard a conversation about the Shu family's proposal to the Ji family, sparking his interest in Ji Mulan. He resolved that Ji Mulan would be his new target for securing a wealthy and influential marriage. Shen-lang was driven out to cleanse the Su family of the scandal of Su Chenan's broken engagement. They pinned all the blame on Shen-lang. How audacious, Shen-lang! A poor lad like you married into our Su family, and we treated you well, but you were ungrateful, not only taking money from the house multiple times, but also bothering our maids. By rights, you should be punished, but the master is merciful and spared your life, annulling the marriage between you and the young lady and expelling you from the Su family immediately. Shen-lang was indifferent and even narcissistically checked himself in the mirror. Good thing I didn't act rashly and ruin my face. It would be over if my face was ruined. Now, I decided to go home first. Meanwhile, inside the Su mansion, someone silently watched Shen-lang leave and then asked the butler, "Is everything arranged?" "Arranged." Su Chenan, still worried about her reputation, asked her father, "Father, wasn't today's action too blatant?" Will it affect my reputation? The Su family head, Su Guangyun, helplessly said, "There's no other way. Only by doing this can young Master Jiangji be pleased. He is the best match you could hope for." Su Chena, knowing the importance of the situation, didn't say anything further. On his way home at night, Shen-lang was suddenly stopped by a group of strong men. "Young Master Shen, please come with us." Knowing he couldn't resist, Shen-lang let them take him away. "I knew they wouldn't let me go." The next second, his eyes were covered and his mouth and nose were blocked, taken by several individuals. After walking for a while, they suddenly stopped, and the group brought Shen-lang in front of a hole that had been dug in advance. Shen-lang was stunned. "Damn! Are they planning to bury me alive? That's too cruel." At that moment, the leader of the group came out. "Please escort young Master Shen into the hole. Remember to light incense afterwards so young Master Shen's departure isn't too miserable." Shen-lang was speechless, thinking, "Being buried alive, whether you light incense or not, my departure is going to be miserable." Suddenly, Shen-lang realized, "Wait, this person, the original owner, has memories of him. I remember now. He is Tian Hong, a notorious underworld leader within 100 miles, ruthless and merciless, with countless souls on his hands." At the same time, through his X-ray vision, Shen-lang discovered a silver needle had been inserted into his body. Tian Hong noticed Shen-lang's peculiar gaze and removed the cloth from his mouth. "What are you staring at? There's a needle in your body, and if it's not removed, it could be fatal. The needle is in a large artery in your lungs, moving with your blood. Once it reaches your brain, death is inevitable," he said. The other henchmen exchanged puzzled glances, and Tian Hong himself was taken aback, thinking even his wife didn't know about the needle. He wondered how Shen-lang knew, realizing he had underestimated him. Shen-lang offered to help remove the needle, but Tian Hong then declared that to spare his life, Shen-lang not only had to agree to help, but also needed to know who ordered the hit. Shen-lang dismissively replied that he didn't need to ask. Unexpectedly, Tian Hong laughed and said he couldn't let Shen-lang go. Shen-lang was confused and thought it odd that Tian Hong didn't seem to value his own life, suspecting he might have willingly had the needle implanted. Tian Hong explained that 3 months ago, Shen-lang's brother had borrowed 5 gold coins from his store to pay for a doctor to treat their father. With interest, the debt had grown to 100 gold coins, and since Shen-lang's family couldn't repay it, Tian Hong planned to bury him alive. This revelation triggered Shen-lang's memories of 3 months ago when he had just married into the Su family, and his father had caused a scene trying to bring him back home. Shen-lang realized his father must have been injured by Su family servants and that the original owner of his body had been negligent. He thought he needed to find another way to escape. Tian Hong then added that they would demolish Shen-lang's house and deal with his brother and parents as well. He promised a quick death before burying him. As Tian Hong's men prepared to execute him, Shen-lang quickly offered 1,000 gold coins in exchange for his life, promising the money within 10 days. Tian Hong's men looked uncertain, and Tian Hong coldly reduced the deadline to 3 days. Shen-lang realized this urgency was due to the Su family's promise of 100 gold coins for his death. Despite his doubts about Tian Hong's claims, Shen-lang agreed verbally. Tian Hong ordered his men to release Shen-lang and let him go, but his men said they didn't have the necessary documents. Shen-lang tore a piece of his clothing, used his blood to write the agreement, and signed it. Tian Hong then warned that if the gold was not delivered within 3 days, he would kill Shen-lang's entire family. 2 of Tian Hong's men were assigned to escort and guard Shen-lang during this period. As Shen-lang headed home, he quickly devised a plan to earn 1,000 gold coins. He knew martial arts were highly esteemed in this world. Even in the small village where the Shen family resided, there was a stone fortress manned by a martial artist and about 20 militiamen for protection. The villagers mostly lived by the river, while the Shen family, who had moved there a decade ago, lived separately on a hillside due to their outsider status and lack of integration into the community. Returning home, Shen-lang found his father gravely ill yet resolute in his intention to go to the Su family to retrieve Shen-lang, fearing mistreatment. This sight broke Shen-lang's mother's heart. His brother, with a pained voice, said, Father, you've been coughing up blood. Please stay in bed. Tomorrow, I'll go to the Su family to demand Shen-lang's return. If they refuse, I'll die at their gate. Shen-lang, who had never experienced such hardship, was deeply moved by his brother's willingness to risk his life for him despite his own injuries. Shen-lang reassured his parents, saying he would make crutches and go to the Su family the next day to fetch his brother. The family truly loves our hero. Overwhelmed by their love, Shen-lang immediately opened the door, knelt before them, and gave them a deep bow. Uh, Dad, Mom, your son has returned, he declared. His family was overjoyed at the sight of him. Shen-lang, is it really you? You've come back? Am I dreaming? I thought I would never see you again, they exclaimed. Shen-lang then apologized to his mother and father individually. I know my mistake. I will never go to the Su family again, he vowed. His mother, overjoyed, hugged him tightly. My son has really grown up, she said. Shen-lang hugged his mother, feeling a pang of guilt inside. He realized that just saying he wouldn't go to the Su family anymore was enough for them to consider him sensible. They had always spoiled him too much, and the previous Shen-lang had not been worthy of their love. At the same time, they noticed a change in him. His eyes were clearer and more spirited. His younger brother guessed that Shen-lang had been kicked out by the Su family, while their mother thought it was a blessing in disguise and began to consider arranging a marriage for Shen-lang, perhaps with a widow from the village. Shen-lang was speechless. Dad, Mom, let's not think about these things for now. I'm not lacking a wife. Let's not talk about this. Dad, let me check your illness, he said. Using his X-ray vision, he examined his father, noticing several broken ribs and severe bleeding in the lungs. Decades of medical experience from his past life guided him. Shen-lang immediately formulated a solution. The first step was to drain the blood clot in his father's lungs, then use antibacterial herbs to reduce inflammation, and finally use nourishing herbs to restore vitality. He assured his father that he would recover in a few months with this approach. Then Shen-lang looked at his brother's broken leg. After using X-ray vision, he sighed in relief. The injury was starting to inflame, which could cause serious problems if delayed further. Luckily, the bone break was clean and hadn't damaged any major blood vessels. His brother, not wanting Shen-lang to worry, said, Brother, you're not worried about our family not having enough for a dowry, are you? Don't worry. After lying down for 10 days to half a month and recovering, I'll go to the city to earn money by throwing myself under carriages to extort money. Shen-lang face-palmed. I thought only the old folks were crazy about spoiling their son. I didn't expect you, my brother, to also risk your life to spoil your older brother. Brother, this is not a good trend at all, Shen-lang said, flicking his brother. Scamming people? If you don't get that leg treated soon, you're done for. When did you get injured? The day before yesterday, I tried to go to the Su family to check on you, but I didn't even make it through the door. On the way back, I was ambushed, but thanks to my heroic counterattack, only my leg was broken. That Su family is really ruthless. They're no good. It's okay. I can heal it, Shen-lang assured him. The next day, Shen-lang spent the entire day gathering herbs. After returning home, he set up a makeshift operating table and began treating his father. Thanks to Shen-lang's superb medical skills, the surgery was very successful. This operation amazed Shen-lang's mother and the rest of the family, especially his mother. My son is so capable. We won't consider marrying him to a widow anymore, she said. His father agreed. Yes, a person like our son should aim for the world. In the future, we'll open a clinic to save enough money and then marry the village chief's daughter, his father said. Later, Shen-lang said, I'm going to step outside for some fresh air. Outside, Shen-lang was warned by Tianhang, your family seems really happy, but you only have 2 days left. Don't forget, if you can't produce the 1,000 gold coins, your entire family will suffer. Shen-lang was stunned by the reminder. There goes my good mood, he thought. As soon as he entered, his mother brought a basin of water for him to wash his feet. Shen-lang quickly took the basin. I can do it myself. I can do it, he insisted. His mother looked like she was about to cry. Shen-lang, what's wrong? My hands are clean. Didn't you used to love having me wash your feet? Shen-lang, feeling helpless, thought it seemed like the fool Shen-lang always had his mother wash his feet. If she thinks I've become accustomed to a life of luxury at the Su family and look down on her, how heartbroken she would be. Well, then, he put his feet into the basin, enjoying the care from his family. In this life, I never thought I would find such a loving family. From now on, you are my real parents, my real brother. The useless Shen-lang, whatever I owe dad, mom, and brother before, I will repay with my whole life, he vowed. But the immediate task was to get through the current crisis. The next day, someone knocked on Shen-lang's door. Tianhong and his friend came over. It's urgent. Time to make money, they said. Shen-lang, what's wrong? His mother asked. To avoid worrying her, Shen-lang said, Mom, it's nothing, just two of my friends. Shen-lang's mother warmly invited them in. If you're Shen-lang's friends, come in and have some porridge with us. They cooperated with Shen-lang, pretending to be his friends. No need. We've already eaten. Thank you, ma'am, they said. Seeing this, Shen-lang was bewildered. Why are you suddenly so sunny and enthusiastic? He asked Tianhang. Shen-lang then prepared an excuse to leave home to make money. Mom, I'm going to the city with friends. I heard there's a very impressive teacher at the school, he said. Worried Shen-lang might get hungry, his mother gave him the last egg before he left. Eat this if you're hungry, she said. Shen-lang felt conflicted. Aren't there only 2 eggs for the whole day? Those 2 are patients. Mom, being so partial could cause problems, he thought. Later, on the way to the city, Shen-lang and his companions unexpectedly ran into 2 people. Tianhong seemed to know. Uncle, why don't you visit our house? My dad misses you. He was just saying yesterday you hadn't come over for tea. Even though you owe our family a bit of money, please don't be a stranger. You and my dad are like brothers, not just friends. The man broke out in a cold sweat. I'll go tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow, he stammered. Unexpectedly, the next second, Tianhong grimly pulled them aside. Uncle, my dad said you don't have to pay back the money you owe our family. That's very kind, too kind. You and my father have been friends for over a decade, as close as brothers. What's this bit of money between us? I used to eat at your house every other day when I was a kid, Tianhong said, leading the men towards some bushes. Not long after, Tianhong came back alone and told his henchmen, take care of these 2 bodies. Shen-lang's pupils contracted sharply. Is this how you deal with debtors? He wondered. On the journey that followed, Shen-lang learned they had originally borrowed just 3 gold coins, but with compounded interest, it grew to 25 gold coins, which they could no longer repay. Moreover, one of them had a friendship of over 10 years with Tianhong's father. Tianhong also warned Shen-lang that he would not show mercy. Shen-lang, I know you were stalling for time. Thinking of making 1,000 gold coins in 2 days is utterly a fool's dream. Why don't I put you out of your misery now and not waste my 2 days? How about it? 1,000 gold coins might be the savings of hundreds of families over decades. For an ordinary poor boy, earning so much in 2 days is indeed unlikely, he said. Yet Shen-lang declared, but I am not an ordinary person. I don't need 2 days. Today is enough. Within 3 hours, I will earn those 1,000 gold coins. Soon, Shen-lang and Tianhong arrived at the busiest commercial street and stopped in front of a loft building. In front of the loft were the words, Jinshu Store, written. Shen-lang's money-making plan started here, which was also the beginning of his revenge against the Su family. Similar to the Su family, the Lin family of the Jinshu Store also dealt in silk and fabric, but was slightly smaller in scale. However, the Lin family was also a well-known, wealthy family in the city. Most importantly, the Lin family was the Su family's competitor. Shen-lang immediately said to the servant, tell your master I want to make a big deal with the Lin family, which could make him earn at least 5,000 gold coins more every year. The servant looked at them with a mocking expression. 5,000 gold coins? Are you joking, sir? At this moment, Tianhang stepped forward. I am Tianhong from the Black Clothes Gang. Please summon the Lin family head to discuss a business matter. Seeing this, the servant could only hurry to let them in. Inside the hall, the person in charge was Lin Ma, the owner of the Jinshu store. Do you two have a big business to discuss with me? He asked. Shen-lang got straight to the point. Yes, a big business that can make at least 5,000 gold coins more for Manager Lin each year. I have a formula to sell to Boss Lin for 2,000 gold coins. Upon hearing the price, the Lin family head ordered the servant to see the guests out. Lin's time is precious. I don't have the leisure to waste it with honored guests. Show them out, he said. At the same time, even Tian Hang was furious. Is this the business you wanted to discuss, Shen-lang? 1,000 gold coins were already absurd, and you even dared to ask for 2,000 gold coins. I must be crazy to have brought you to the Jinshu store. You're seeking death, he said. But at that moment, Shen-lang took out a piece of golden fabric. Boss Lin, look at the color of this silk. Is it worth 2,000 gold coins? After the Lin family had examined it, his face was immediately shocked. How is this possible? It's gold and yellow. How can this be? He exclaimed. What made the Su family prosperous is because their silk is so brilliantly yellow that it is exclusively supplied to the sovereign. Manager Lin, imagine what would happen if you presented this perfect golden yellow silk to the Sovereign Weaving Bureau. The Su family would be swept into the dustbin of history, and your Lin family would become the new wealthiest in the city, Shen-lang explained. As expected, the business owner questioned, but how can I believe that you created this dye? It's entirely possible that you just found this piece of silk. Shen-lang responded confidently, I've brought the materials with me. Give me an hour, and I will produce this golden yellow dye for you, guaranteed to be even better than the last. The owner agreed. Good. I'll allocate the entire backyard to you. Ask for anything you need. As long as you can produce this dye on the spot, proving the formula is indeed yours, then we have a deal. 2,000 gold coins, no bargaining. Tian, standing behind, whispered, You can actually take revenge on the Su family and earn gold coins at the same time. Yesterday, when Shen-lang was concocting herbal medicine, he had incidentally produced the golden yellow dye. The process was quite simple. Boil Sephora japonica to extract the yellow juice, add alum, and continue boiling until the yellow turns into a bright, noble, shiny, and glittering golden color. The dye was made. The yellow dye made from gardenia in this world was pale and not as bright compared to Shen-lang's. It was worlds apart. 2 hours later, Shen-lang emerged from the brewing room with the dazzling golden silk in his hands. The Lin family head was truly shocked and immediately prepared a box of gold coins. The money is here. Where's your formula? Shen-lang handed the formula to the Lin family head. Here's the formula. I wish you, Boss Lin, an early victory over the Su family and to take their place. Lin Ma personally took the formula for verification. Just an hour later, the golden yellow dye was produced. Shen-lang was about to say goodbye when a loud shout came. How dare you, Shen-lang? The head of the Su family walked in, furious. You actually dare to sell my Su family's secret formula? Shen-lang was instantly stunned and immediately turned his gaze to the Lin family head. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for more updates and content.